So, I was at the local Costco the other day. It was pretty packed, a lot of people in there, but I was just looking around at the people that were in the area, and I can't help but notice, but 60-70% of the people in the store were fat, obese, overweight, whatever you want to call it. So, this is something that I decided to do a little bit of research into because I'm a pretty healthy person. I take care of myself. I understand my fitness is a necessity. And I cannot believe that so many people in this country are just okay with being fat. So this whole thing starts because on my way to Costco, I was listening to the local radio channel in my car, and the guy on the radio was ranting about obesity in America, and he said something that really caught my eye. He said, and I quote what he said, 40% of men between the ages of 40 and 60 take 5 or more prescriptions daily to help manage their weight. That caught me completely off guard, hearing him say that, hearing him give that statistic. But when I do go out in public and I look around after hearing that, I do notice that most men between that age range are particularly overweight, fat. So as much as I'd hate to say it, that statistic actually doesn't shock me once you do get out and look around at the people in the general public. Like I said at the start of the video, take a trip to your local Costco and just notice how many people are fat and obese. You know, I don't even think this is just a problem with men in the older age. Like, people my age, and honestly kids that I'm seeing nowadays, they look fatter than ever. And I think this is becoming a problem not just for the typical person, but for America as a whole. When I see fat people, not only do I think they're lazy, but I think some other things about them that I'm not going to mention in the video. But I think this is a problem where obesity in America isn't just about lazy people. It's about the fact that they know that they can get prescribed prescriptions and drugs by their doctors that'll help them lose weight when it actually becomes a problem for them. I was talking about this topic to my father the other day, and he actually brought it to my attention that parents are getting these prescriptions for their kids to help them lose weight. And he told me that the family across the street from him, they have a 13-year-old son who is I'm not going to call him extremely fat, but he's overweight. And he said that he was talking to the kid's mom, and the mom gets the one of these weight loss drugs for him to help him with losing weight. The kid is 13 years old, doesn't play outside, goes home from school, plays video games all day. I remember when I was a kid, I wasn't allowed to play video games. My parents made me go outside after school and play with my friends outside. And it's honestly really crazy that this is the route that a lot of families are taking in the country. You know, I think it's really bad that we are normalizing people being overweight and fat to the point where they feel comfortable taking these drugs to help them with losing weight. I mean, to me, being in shape and being fit is something that nobody can take away from you. Somebody might be smarter than you, somebody might have more money than you, but if you're in shape and you're actually fit, that's something that nobody can take away from you. And I think we need to get back to these standards as Americans and just not allow people to feel comfortable being fat. I mean, it's so bad, in my opinion, that families or parents of kids get these drugs to help their kids with losing weight instead of being able to tell the kid, hey, no more video games, you're taking your butt outside and you're going to play outside from now on, especially in the summer. And something else is, I believe a lot of depression, anxiety, whatever these mental illnesses are that a lot of people claim to have in the country, honestly has to deal with not just social media, that's a whole other topic, but a lot of these people are overweight as well. And if you're overweight listening to this video, yes, I'm not saying this in a nice way, but you need to understand that you need to get yourself in shape. Not just for you, but for your future family. Now, I'm a big fan of Major Dick Winters, as many of you probably know him from the miniseries Band of Brothers, but I read his book called Beyond Band of Brothers, and he says one of his principles for success is stay in top physical shape. Physical stamina is the root of mental toughness. Now, I have a lot of respect, and I think Dick Winters is somebody who should be a role model for a lot of young men on not only his leadership skill, but just being a man in general. And this quote that he had here, I truly think if you can keep yourself in top physical conditioning, it definitely translates to being at the top of your game mentally. So if you're at the top of your game physically and you keep yourself in pretty good shape, it definitely does relate to being sharp mentally, and who knows? It probably does have a big effect on depression, anxiety, and all these other mental illnesses. So my question to all of you guys is, when do you think Americans stopped caring about their physical well-being? And not only Americans, when do you think men in particular stopped caring and allowed themselves to get fat and just say, oh well, I'm fat? It's insane to me to even believe that this is an issue as bad as it is in America, considering we have people for the last 200 years, 250 years of our country's existence, that understands you need to be a fit, well-being man in order to protect others in society. Unfortunately, I think going forward in this country's existence, you're going to see more and more people be fat and obese. And I truly don't think it has anything to do with the foods. I think it's just people being lazy and being content being fat. I don't think this is a problem that's ever going to go away unless us as Americans start to really, I don't want to say shame, but there has to be another way to let people know that they cannot allow themselves to be fat in this country. To me, it's absolutely disgusting that people normalize being fat and normalize taking drugs to help with their obesity. So, to everybody listening, I hope you guys can all help set an example and show the world that it's not normal to be fat, it's not good to be fat, and set the example on what you need to do to be physically fit going forward. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you did. Let me know your opinions down in the comments, and have a great day.